Hi, welcome to mini lesson number 2. This is a build up upon mini lesson number 1. So if you haven't checked mini lesson number 1, please do so. Click on the link that is going to be showing on your screen right now. This takes the principle of controlling pitch and sound with the mouthpiece and puts it into the context of Overtone series. The Overtone series is something that we practice on the saxophone all the time, also on the flute, and it's basically creating pitches out of splitting a fundamental. So in this case, we start with a low B flat, and the idea is to get the octave B flat, and then the fifth, the F above that, and then the octave B flat above that, and then the third, which is D, and then the F, which is the fifth above that. And that would be the end of the saxophone range as we know it, the official range, not the altissimo range. So basically, we would start with the low B flat. And in order to match the next B flat, we would start with a regular note, which is this one. We'll play the note, we'll hum the note, like we did with the mouthpiece. And now the idea is to keep the air moving on that note and slowly close the keys all the way to the low B flat, all at the same time, not in sequence, but all at the same time. And the idea is to keep the same pitch. Now, at first you might encounter problems such as a drop of the tone, something like this. Or maybe a split up. That means your airstream is not solid. You're basically not focusing all the time. Imagine that if you were going up a hill, driving a car, you would have to step on the gas as the hill starts. If you don't, your car is just going to start choking or even go backwards. So that's the same principle here. You have, as you hear the change here, you need to make sure you are engaging. Okay, so once you get that successfully, the next step is to go to the fifth. You should be able to hear that without having to play it. And the fifth would be bum. So once you hear that, you try to match it. Play it, sing it, and match it. Once you get that going, the next step would be to go to the octave. Here first, play it. Here again. Now try to match it. That one's a little harder. So one of the things you can do is keep your pinky down on the low B flat. That will help a little bit. Make sure you're not using the octave key. Now the next step would be to go to the third, which is the next note in the Overtone series. That would be the D. But third. You should be able to hear them before you play, right? last one will be the F. This one is a little harder just because it's all the palm keys. You can use the front one too. And keep the same note going. So the idea here is to do all of that without using your tongue. Just using air, just lifting your tongue in the back of your mouth, making sure you're directing the air just like we did with the mouthpiece. Now, once you're able to master that, then you take the notes, the real notes, out of the way, and you do it just rolling your tongue and basically doing the Overtone series legato, which will be sounding something like this, all in the low B flat position. That's what we did so far. I want you to pay attention to my larynx and how my embouchure is not changing, but my larynx is adjusting to, and I'm going to go a little further, okay? All right, this doesn't come easy. Practice hard and do it consistently every day, a little bit at a time. You eventually get there. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be posting more lessons later in the future. Thanks a lot. Stay healthy and safe.